Hello, beautiful people. Wow, you are tuned in to an all new episode of Point of View. I'm trying to get to the Happy Friday. That's what happened.
You're too excited.
Yes, I know, right? Let me calm down. It's Friday. I'm going to calm down, though. Okay. So we made it through the week. We have Crystal here with us today.
Hey.
Yes. So coming up on the show today, Sha'Carri Richardson is no stranger to the spotlight. But this time, it's not for her record-breaking speed. We've got the exclusive footage from her recent arrest, unfortunately, in Seattle, okay? Then later, in Girlfriend's Guide, the viral wedding vow trend for richer or for richer. Okay, cute joke, right? Or is it a major red flag? So pull up a seat and join the discussion. You're watching POV. Sha'Carri Richardson. I just can't seem to catch a little break here. Just weeks after celebrating her Olympic success, she's back in the headlines, this time for an alleged airport dispute with her boyfriend, Christian Coleman. Security footage shows her pushing him, and things got pretty aggressive, as you can see. She was arrested on fourth-degree domestic violence charges that were released and that were dropped, and she was released 20 hours later. But why is it that someone so powerful and inspiring, one of the most influential sprinters of our time, always seems to be running into setbacks off the track? What do you think?
When I first saw this video, I'd really just like to know what happened. Like, what did he do? Like, what actually happened for her to be pushing him? She knows they're in public. Yeah. And I'm a very big, like, of course, I'm not as big as Sha'Carri, but I'm very big right now in this stage of my life. I'm very big on public embarrassment. Right. Do not embarrass me. I don't care where we are. Do not embarrass me. Do not argue with me out in public. It's probably why I'm still single, guys.
Well, no, that makes sense.
I have a lot of standards, and that is one of my biggest things. Like, do not embarrass me, because
I didn't like it.
If we were speculating, what would we think happened? I would think that maybe it's looking like that shove looks like maybe you looked over, he was texting somebody. It looked like
something with the phone. It had to be, because you guys are traveling together, obviously. So something had to happen. But it's just it was too much. The push was too much. The one push just wasn't enough. You had to keep pushing him. You're trying to get his attention. You're really antagonizing this man, because if he hit you back, then he'll be wrong.
It's a problem. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of women think that they could just push on men and just think that, thank God he's not the type of man to hit a woman back. But there are men that will hit a woman back.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, he's more aware of the public embarrassment, which is, I think, why he didn't react.
Yeah. Yes. Thank God.
And let me say this the nice way. As women, sometimes I feel like we play off of that. You know that he's not going to react, or he might not be that type of person.
Because this is a safe place for you as a woman.
So you're
going to take it there.
Now you're going to be disrespectful. Now you're going to go over the top.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day,
not even knowing it's embarrassing for you,
right? But you just made who's the celebrity here?
That's what
who are they going to care the most
it.
about?
Right. No, because I didn't know this man before today.
Right. She does have medals. We don't know all the track stars anyway.
You're right.
But he's also
you're right.
He's also a track star.
Yeah.
And I think that it is very honorable that he, took the high road and was really advocating for her, defending for her, and didn't press charges.
But they look good together.
What I want to know, just from watching that video, y'all feel like she should have went to jail for that?
Domestic violence is domestic violence.
She called the cops and then she got arrested.
Because you insinuated
you antagonized the situation.
Right. Yeah. They're going to come and they're going to hear both sides. They're going to ask somebody.
Yeah.
And you are the one that actually physically put your hands on this person.
Okay, let's take a look. After the arrest, Christian Coleman spoke out to defend Sha'Carri Richardson. Let's take a look.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like it was just a sucky situation all around. I don't feel as if she should have been arrested. You know what I'm saying? People have discussions and emotions and stuff like that. And she have things that she needs to work on for herself, of course. And so do I, so do you, everybody. And I'm the type of guy, I'm in the business of just extending grace and mercy and love. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it was just a sucky situation all around.
Wow, he has a great PR team.
I'm glad he said that, but
seems like a great
still,
guy.
the fact of the matter is,
You
first
can
of all,
take the girl out the hood. You just can't take the hood out the girl.
well, I was not going to say anything like that.
She is just,
Okay.
you're just too, you have no, you're a little too rough around the edges, baby. Just call it what it is. We all have it.
I just think that, look, as a black woman, first of all, we have to be so careful how we behave anyway.
Yes.
And in public, it's just right to demonstrate all this ugliness right in public where everyone is going to see
angry
it.
black women everywhere we go. Anytime we open our mouth and we got an attitude, we're angry.
And why are you having to make a spectacle of yourself to push him? And they was loud. They were loud. She was, pushing this man.
Loud, yeah.
And everyone's just walking by, and we're constantly like, and we. It's not like we haven't seen this before with other women of a certain culture. We would just stop it. Be mature. Control yourself. Control your emotions. That's part of being mature. And I think at this
being a
point,
public figure,
especially being a public
handle
figure,
those type of conversations.
keep it behind the closed doors.
Private,
But shout out to
get in
him.
the
I
car.
cannot not say again.
Good
Shout
for
out
him.
to him for sticking up for her and defending a black woman, because honestly, his response
Yes.
could have cost her career.
Yeah.
And so he was so graceful to really, because Sha'Carri getting chance after chance after chance.
She
man.
is.
Just walk the straight line, honey. Come on now.
Yeah. I agree. Our next story is taking place in Illinois. Just made history, becoming the first state to completely ban AI therapy. And I said Illinois, just in case. Under that brand new law, only licensed human therapists can give mental health care, while AI gets pushed to the sidelines for other things like scheduling appointments. Some say it's about protecting patients and the jobs of therapists, but is this a win for safety, or are we holding back an innovation that could actually help people in need?
Now, didn't we just say didn't the CEO of Chat
Sam
just
Altman
came out and said that our conversations are not safe?
That's right, they're not protected.
So why in the world would you trust a robot with all of your personal information as a therapist? Is everyone okay? Like,
Honestly, I didn't even know that. I guess I'm still learning prompts because I didn't even know that you could ask AI for therapy
Advice. Yeah.
Why would I want to? Like, what is the point?
Because you can tell Chat
AI
to
anything.
act as a top level therapist in the United States, and this is my issue, and then it'll
Have
act
any
that
of you
way.
actually tried that?
Well, honestly,
no.
I have recently found out that this is very common, and a lot of people are getting free therapy from ChatGPT. I'm not gonna lie, I don't ask them for therapy, but the things that I have asked them for in the past, they kind of are spot on. But at the end of the day, the main thing that I feel like is lacking in that service is the fact that they don't have human interaction and there is no accountability. ChatGPT ain't checking back in with you to make sure you're doing all the breathing exercises that you actually forgave your mama.
I also think that, remember, ChatGPT AI, the purpose of it is to learn.
That's what everybody go
It
for.
learns its user. It learns it learns how you speak. It learns your language.
Yes.
So it's going to give you a response based on what it learned about you, not based on actual educated guessing and real knowledge of people and the different behaviors. It's really just telling you what you want to hear.
Well, I will tell you this. I did ask it a question. And this had already been confirmed because I have my conversations with the Lord about things prior to. But I asked it a question, and it confirmed everything that was said to me. And I said, this is ridiculous. And that kind of made me step back a little bit because I'm like, it has no soul, but yet it was quite intuitive. Yeah.
Was this when they called you sister?
Oh, no, because I didn't like that. Don't call me sister. I did not like that.
I just wanted to know. I was trying to put the pieces together, like they trying to get into your heart.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I said, don't call me sister.
Yeah.
We're not that familiar now.
Okay.
Don't get out of hand. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So, keep it cute.
That's right.
Okay.
Wow.
Are we scared of AI because it threatens jobs or because it might actually be unsafe?
Both.
Yeah,
Both.
and
Okay.
it is unsafe that it threatens jobs. I mean, I've said it before, and this is minuscule. But honestly, when I go grocery shopping, I'm going to wait 45 minutes if need be for that human person to ring me up. I am not getting in self-checkout.
Yeah. I don't do
You are on your own, baby.
That's fine, baby. I'm trying to, if I can save one job, if one person got to be at the store to check me out, I'm saving one job.
Now, the only place I know where self-checkout is really, prominent is Walmart.
That's a lie. Target has self-checkout too, and I wasn't part of the boycott team. Lord forgive me, I need clothes.
Well, okay, so since we talk about AI doing therapy, I mean, if you couldn't get to a therapist quick enough and you needed some help, would you ask AI?
No, but there is a emergency line for that.
There you go.
There's things out there for everything.
Emergency line for suicide.
Correct. I mean, if you want to talk to a friend, phone a friend. They don't have to be a person you know. But am I going to ask something without a soul?
Yeah.
That I'm already in a crisis, but I'm asking my phone?
Yeah.
And
phone a friend then.
And we talked about it just a few weeks ago about the young man that was in a relationship with a chatbot. And he, wanted to be home with it so bad. Mm-hmm. And so she asked him, like, when are you coming home? And he said something like, I'm coming home right now. And he killed himself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, the AI killed itself?
No,
the person.
The person, yeah.
He must
have
like
thought he was
too.
going to go be with her.
Oh, wow.
Maybe he did.
Maybe he did.
I vaguely recall that.
Maybe he ate a Bitcoin and it came alive.
Oh, my goodness. Do y'all see more states banning AI in the future on therapy?
Well, there's a lot of AI in order for you to do that. Like, it's not just ChatGPT.
Yeah.
AI is being used in all apps. Yeah. They're creating other forms of AI. So where are you going to
Y'all know Wendy's got AI?
Yes. Checkers does
it's
too.
It's called Fresh AI. I was so shook.
Wendy's trying to take us right.
All right, y'all.
See, they got the Hail Meal coming out.
We have to take a quick commercial break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're talking about the viral wedding vow trend in Girlfriend's Guide, coming up right after this. So stay tuned. You're watching POV.
Hey y'all, so today's question is, what is easy to get into but hard to get out of?
Trouble.
Trouble.
You say sin.
I say sin. Sin is very easy to get into, honey.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all the same.
I was going to say the bed.
Oh, okay.
We was going a little bit deeper.
No, I went real deep. Trouble.
Okay, trouble.
Trouble to do it.
Sin, the bed,
That's all
jail.
Yeah.
Oh, jail.
Oh,
Jail
yeah.
hard to get out of. Yeah.
Yeah, alive.
Well, unless you live in New Orleans, it was easy for them to get out through the toilet.
That's right.
Some days you just can't win with Tally.
No, nothing is shocking anymore.
Okay.
A toxic relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's easy to get into.
Definitely
easy to get into. Yes.
And lie right to you.
Yeah.
Make you believe that it's fairy tales and rainbows.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh my
It's
goodness.
the devil. Anyways, well, y'all, drop down in our comments and let us know what you think is easy to get into and hard to get out of. And we're going to get back to the show.
Welcome back. Now it's time to get into all things love, life, relationships, and everything in between. Let's get into Girlfriend's Guide. Let's talk about that moment when the bride and groom finally meet at the altar to exchange one of the most meaningful parts of the ceremony, to exchange the vows. Okay, but lately, the for richer or for richer line has turned into a viral trend. So is it just harmless fun, or could it actually be a major red flag? Take a look.
To having to hold
From this day forward.
from this day forward,
For better, for worse.
for better, for worse,
For richer, for poorer.
for richer, for richer,
better or for worse.
In sickness and in health.
Sickness and health.
For richer or poor.
For richer or richer.
Wow. Well, I'm going to tell you this. I did some research when I never did the research before, but I researched are vows like part of scripture? Is it in the Bible? But what I learned, it's a culmination of scriptures that has been brought together, that men have put together to like model, for men to answer with modeling what God wants in love, relationship, and unity, right?
Okay.
So there was nothing in there that is really set in stone that says, repeat after me, blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
I also looked for, is richer, is it sinful to, decide to say richer? Well, that wasn't necessarily the case, but it depends on your intent. If you're just marrying because it's like, well, about the money, that's a different thing. Right?
I don't think it's about the money, though. I think you can interpret it in multiple ways. Like when they say for in sickness and in health, you could have said in health and in health because there's power in the tongue.
Yeah.
Somebody could have said that
Right.
too.
They could have
Okay,
said
well,
that.
I'm
Right.
not going to put that over my marriage.
It's
I'm going to
speaking.
change the language and I'm
Yeah.
going to say, okay, we're not going to be poor. It's
Right.
for richer.
Yeah.
Not to say we're disrespecting our vows or I'm a gold digger or anything like that. Because
Right.
if that was the case, then why are we even at the altar? How did we make it here?
But marriage is really like that covenant, that promise that you say, I'm going to be with you in this love relationship with you,
everything.
no matter what season.
Yes.
Now, how many millions of couples have made these vows, exchanged them, and they are not married?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it's
And
also
man-made.
because, for the wrong reasons, a lot of them get married, and also because maybe they're just not honoring the covenant that they made or understanding that it is a sacred covenant.
Yeah.
But at
can
the
take
same
that.
time, going a little bit off what you were saying, I was kind of taking that stance. Maybe they're just not wanting to speak against, or anything negative. Maybe it's like a positive affirmation.
Yeah.
But then it makes you think, okay, well, if you're saying for richer, and that's because you don't want to speak negatively, why aren't you saying not the part till death do us part?
right.
And,
Yeah.
exactly. So you
But
don't
health
mind
or
if he
healthy.
die,
Yeah.
or if he unhealthy, but you just want to make sure he ain't broke.
Don't be
Right,
broke.
right. Yeah, I don't think that when people go to that altar, they're really taking the covenant, the promise of being with that person
Serious.
under God, serious.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
And it's sad that we have come to that point. And I would like to say richer is not speaking, over it, but you're not. It's just richer for richer. Why can't we just love? And I get it, because I don't think anybody said I want to be poor.
No.
I've never heard that.
No.
But I mean, it's, I would like to believe it's not about money. It's just, being funny. And it's just, I don't want to speak over
I think
myself
they're just manifesting.
incorrectly. You
I
think
think
so?
they're manifesting.
But
at
why
the
don't you
altar.
manifest the man's
Health.
health?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
and long
bad
life.
health can take
Yeah.
away your riches.
That too.
Yeah.
So, ladies, moving forward, if you're gonna say richer and richer to rich and richer, whatever the words is, make sure you don't say in sickness and health. Make sure you say in health,
Right,
and
and
in health.
yes.
Right.
And in this life, we will never part. That's
Right.
what
There you go. If you're
Yes.
going to change
Yes.
something, change
But
all
you're
of it.
Change all of
committed
it.
to love. You're committed to love in this covenant for all seasons.
And I
Yes.
think,
Can we do that?
when we were talking a little bit about, people not taking, holy matrimony as a holy thing anymore, I think that also is pouring into, the commonality of heaven no longer being the goal. I feel like,
Right.
we see some people that are, coming back to, oneness with Christ and Christ consciousness and things like that. But in a long time, I really haven't heard people like really speaking about heaven. Like,
Yeah.
what about that?
Where'd it go?
What happened to heaven?
Right.
Like, man, we're so caught up in now that like we forgot
Yeah.
that this ain't it. Heaven is the goal.
Well, I don't think you think it's based on the teachings, what we're learning in or in church or, wherever people are having church and learning about the word, or are we really learning? And when we walk out, let's say from the building, are we really taking those teachings with us? Or once we're out the building, it's like, well, it's fair game.
Well, I go to a good church, so we know heaven is the goal. And I do know a few other good churches in our community. I'm not sure. And even online, I follow some amazing, people of God. But it's just, I think it's society as well. And I think it's also social media, the fact that bots are controlling the way that we think, the government, what they're putting out, all this propaganda.
Yeah.
So it's a tough time to be alive.
Yeah.
But remember, heaven is the goal.
Yeah. Moving on to our next segment where things might get a little spicy here. Yes. We don't always see eye to eye here. And that's the whole point because, you know, it's time for Unpopular Opinion. An LGBTQ couple is calling for a boycott of Barnes & Nobles after discovering the store has a kids' LGBTQ book section. Take a look.
We're gay, but we're in Barnes & Nobles, and there's a kids' book section, a gay kids' book section. There's the gay BCs, right? Bye Bye Binary. Bye Bye Binary with a mohawk on a baby. Gay BCs, you're not ready. Can you hold us? Okay. What? A is for arrow and ace. B is for bi. This is crazy. We're gay, but this is crazy. What? For a baby?
Not D is for drag. That is hilarious. Wow.
The indoctrination right from birth. I think that's a hard one to swallow.
I think this is a lot to just put in kids' face. You
Yeah.
know, like how I always say, like, I feel like we shouldn't just shove things into people's face. I feel like this is like, if a child is going to grow up to be who they're, you know, going to be or meant to be, that's what they're going to do. That's what their life is destined to be. That's their journey. And they're going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is extreme. Like, this is like gay BC.
Mm-hmm. Well, raise a child in the way they should go. They won't.
I feel
deter,
like
right?
they are intentionally
BC?
trying to
Sure.
deter children from a young age. If you start young, train them up,
Train them up in the way they should go.
right? So you're going to start
And they
Here.
won't deter from that.
instead of it just being the traditional ABC,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
That has nothing to do with any sexual orientation at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
A
instead
is
you're
for
going
apple.
to take that, paint that, and disturb children who are already, let's be honest, they're seeing everything already. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
don't add to that.
I mean,
And
they
then
have
Barnes and
phones,
Noble,
they have
disrespect, Barnes and
iPads.
Noble, shame on you.
Yeah.
Shame on you. Shame on you. Whoever made that decision, shame on you.
Well,
That
clearly
should've
they didn't
stayed
cut out
somewhere else.
DEI. They're definitely inclusive.
That is
Yeah, exactly.
that is definitely true. But oh my gosh, like, what? Okay, so now tell me, what did you teach this child by utilizing gay BCs? Are they going to go to school and say, "Well, my name is," and I spell it
inclusive,
like
but
that?
it's
too much.
young
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
inclusive. Like, to be that inclusive, like a child learning the ABCs doesn't even know that they're a boy or a girl.
Right.
Thank you.
So
And why should they
that's
even
too
be
much.
concerned about that? Why are we indoctrinating children at this age? I mean, the mothers, the parents are still reading the books to the kids. You know, they're hearing their voice. I mean, at
Right.
this point, you know, your mom, your parents are your gods at this point. So whatever they're saying,
The
you're absorbing.
LGBTQIA+ community is about sexuality.
Mm-hmm.
It is in what they identify as
Yeah.
in their sexuality.
Yeah.
Why do children need to know that?
Exactly.
They don't need to know that.
Right.
Exactly.
And I think it also contradicts, you know, the whole notion of children being born gay. Because if I'm born gay, why do you have to teach me to be gay?
Right.
I don't understand.
But
again, let's go back to
them to be gay.
I want
think
y'all to
this is
really
more
think
like
about this.
educational, but I still feel like it's too young to.
But
be
where's the
educating
education in
this.
it? Think about it. The gay BCs.
Well, you're
So
learning
what
the
is it that you're
ABCs.
teaching
The
them?
gay
Okay, so from what I got from this video was the B stands for bi. I'm sure right under
B
it
stands for
it-
book, boy, balloon.
Yes, but
Yeah.
you asked me a question.
No,
I'm
I know.
trying to
I'm just
answer.
saying, like,
So,
why?
in the book, I didn't write this book.
No.
In the book, it says B is for bi. So I'm pretty sure that little scribble scrabble that was at the bottom of that was a definition of probably bisexual or
Oh, wow.
a young enough definition to where a child could understand like what bi means. But like I said, bi is a sexuality. So I don't
Right.
understand why toddlers or
learn
children
about
Why does it
need-
matter?
sexuality.
Exactly.
Why?
Exactly.
And what part of that is teaching them something? Like, what you're teaching things that
It is
adult
education,
choices.
right.
That's
It
an
is-
adult choice.
They
That's
had
not
D,
a child.
the
Yes.
drag queen, and I
Yes.
think I was for
Inclusive.
Sexual or
No,
something like
it's
that?
okay.
I'm not quite sure,
Okay.
but I was something
I
because
feel
they
like that
didn't
was
like
better
it.
off staying as we call it D2C, direct to consumer. Keep that on your website. Let the parents who want to do that use that. Let them. But you're putting it in a very public space where people bring their, other children. Now you're influencing them to other children.
I'd like to know, is this in other bookstores instead of just Barnes and Noble?
Do you think this
Oh, wow.
boycott?
Books a Million.
Do you think the boycott will help the LGBT community or?
I hope they don't get kicked out, because how you gonna be LGBT boycotting the LGBT people?
Well, they boycotting the books
It's
and
the
the
books,
indoctrination
yeah.
But the
at such a young age.
LGBT are the ones that made it.
And that's a wrap for today's show. Before we wrap, we would like to leave you with a quote. Every woman's success should be an inspiration to another. We're strongest when we cheer each other on. Serena Williams. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll catch you next time right here on Point of View, only on Afro TV.